Did you know that there are hidden fields on Amazon that allow you to unlock extra SEO and conversion spiking potential? These are known as image keywords on Amazon, or if you come from the wider world of SEO, then you know these as alt image text. Now, there is a lot of misinformation that's being spread about how to use these fields, and it's very problematic for a few reasons. But before we get into that and how you can really use these fields to the best of your abilities to really grow your business, let's talk about what these fields are, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty. So these fields are maximum 100 characters, and their job is to describe the imagery that is in your A+ content and your premium A+ content, so that when somebody is using a screen reader app or device, it will read to them the images that are appearing in your A+ content so that they can imagine what is being presented on your product page. And so it's really important because these are people that are potential customers. And by doing this effectively and helping them really understand what is going on the page so that they connect with your product and your brand and feel seen and heard and understood, then you have the potential to win over a whole extra group of people that may not be served by your competitors. So this is really valuable first and foremost by being able to connect with those customers. However, they do also serve an SEO purpose by making your images searchable and essentially giving you extra space for your SEO. So really effective Amazon image keywords do both of these things. Now, I mentioned that there is a lot of misinformation going around, and that misinformation is encouraging people to use these fields as a place to just stuff extra keywords, which, as I mentioned, is not the intention of these fields. And in doing so, you are failing to make your product pages accessible to a whole group of potential customers. So you are missing out on the opportunity to be really connecting with this group of people. So do not just keyword stuff. That is going to get you into trouble. And who wants that? So let's just go over now the rules of image keywords, which if you'd like to see this all written out, we also have a blog that you can utilize as a reference point for this. So these fields each are 100 character limit. They don't need to be grammatically correct, so you don't need to write incomplete sentences. You also don't need to use little modifiers like this photo shows or in this image. You can just assume that that part is taken care of and you're really just explaining what is in the image. No punctuation is needed. In the same way with the rest of your Amazon listing, you want to be sure to avoid any restricted words or language. If you'd like more information about what that entails, I will link a video down below that goes into how to make sure that your Amazon listings are compliant with Amazon's terms of service so that you're not getting your listing suspended or suppressed. So one of the things that's really cool when we're thinking about what modules to use in your A+ content or premium A+ content is that every single image module has its own separate field for image keywords. So that if you are using, particularly with premium A+ content, for example, a hotspot or a slider, then each one of those is a whole extra field to be able to be communicating with your target customers and getting some of that SEO benefit as well. So that's one more reason why Amazon Premium A+ content is a must-have for people that are serious about selling on Amazon. So we've established what image keywords are. We've established what the rules look like. Now let's get into how to actually create great image keywords. And to demonstrate how you would go about creating and thinking about these, first and foremost, you need to conduct keyword research because you need to understand what keywords you might want to be including in the image keywords section. So hopefully, if you're already at this stage of creating A+ content or premium A+ content, you know what words those are. But if not, or if it's been a while since you've done your keyword research, then go to your preferred tool. My favorite tools are DataDive and Helium 10. Go there, get your list. Once you have your list ready, it's time to really think about how to create this text in a way that it is going to be utilizing those keywords and making your listing accessible. So for today's example, we're going to be looking at Yeti, specifically the Yeti Rambler. And if I scroll down to their premium A+ content, we can see here already a little bit of what I'm talking about. In the second module, we have tumblers, straw drinkware, water bottles and jugs, coffee and mugs, and barware. So each one of these sliders is going to have its own separate image keywords field. Similarly, with these different comparison charts, those also provide, each one of these have an image, which means that each one of these have an image keywords field. So we have a number of different spots that we are able to use. And now it comes down to selecting a keyword, ideally one that you may not have used already. This can sometimes also be a good place to fit in those harder to utilize keywords because they don't require full sentences, since we're just thinking in snippet terms. Now, I haven't done keyword research for this example, but I'm just going to be talking through what I would be thinking about here. So when we are looking at this first image, we see a whole range of drinkware of different shapes and sizes. It seems like Rambler refers to this whole range. And then it also has this text that's talking about maximum insulation. So we want to make sure that we are communicating not only what is seen in the image from a visual photography standpoint, but also if there's important text in there, we want to be referring to that as well. So we have 100 characters. Now, as I mentioned, I haven't actually done the keyword research for this, but let's assume that the keyword that I'm using is Yeti Rambler drinkware. So I might write something like Yeti Rambler drinkware range of many shapes and sizes, all with maximum insulation. So this is describing what we're seeing in the image from a photography standpoint, as well as referring to what is being reinforced through the text on that image. So similarly, if we go down to this next scroller and we start off with tumblers, you want to be thinking about what is in the text portion. So it's saying Yeti tumblers, keep your coffee hot for hours, smoothies nice and chill, or iced tea iced. And we have a picture of somebody holding one of the tumblers on their lap. It's not clear where they are, so we don't have to give full context of everything, but we want to be describing that there is a person holding this tumbler and what its function is. So in this first image, we might write something like people holding Yeti tumblers that keep hot beverages hot and cold beverages cold. And then you're just going to proceed like that through the rest of the images here. So we have the straw drinkware. And again, you're wanting to think about what is being shown in the photo and what is being reinforced in the text, and how can you communicate all of that. So in this context, it looks like they're outdoors somewhere. There's a person holding the tumbler that also has that straw, and talking about why that is important. So it's saying ditch single-use iced coffee or smoothie cup with Yeti's cold holding straw drinkware. Water bottles and jugs. So at this point, the water bottle is attached to the backpack. Somebody is outside. We're getting the very rugged nature vibe. And that's also being reinforced with the text, where we see it talking about morning hikes, kayak trips, and daily commutes. And so as you're going through, you're thinking about three things. You're thinking about what keywords you're wanting to use. You're thinking about what the image itself is depicting and whatever text is there, and you want to touch on all 3 points, keeping that within 100 characters or less. And when you do that, you are making your A+ content or premium A+ content more accessible and boosting your SEO potential. But image keywords are not the only thing that goes into creating a successful Amazon listing. So if you want to unlock my top Amazon listing optimization secrets, then you better watch the video that's coming up next.